I saved the whole sect by playing badly. Chapter 1 I can't afford this in a sect, so I'm leaving. The big sects are all idiots. Really. This is the idea that Yi Qiao came up with on the first day of time travel. She is a lowly social animal worker who stayed up all night and finally finished drawing the design draft. As a result, when she woke up, she was transmigrated into this world of swords and shadows of comprehension. The original owner was also named Yi Qiao, an orphan picked up from the foot of the mountain by the suzerain Yunhen kindly. Yuqing Sect, one of the 5 major sects in the cultivation world. For the sect with Kim and Dunjia and Formation Drawing Talisman as the mainstream, simply speaking, the direct disciples in it are all group mages. Yunhen has a kind heart. Even if the original owner's talent is poor, he will accept her as his disciple. The original owner is the second child, and there are 2 senior brothers. Although they can't be said to be pampered, they can live in the sect until the master brought a little girl from the mortal world. Everything changed. Yunhen, who had always been unkind, made exceptions for that mortal girl time and time again, and finally even accepted a disciple who had no spiritual roots as his apprentice. This made the original owner very puzzled. Yi Qiao, who was holding the script in her hand, knew it, because it was a heart-wrenching novel. The heroine in the book is called Yun Qiu. She is delicate and soft, a heartthrob who cries with red eyes when she disagrees with her. The big bosses in the comprehension world are crazy infatuated with me, is just like the title of the book. All the bosses in the cultivation world fell in love with her madly as if possessed by a demon, and fought for her. The development of the matter was also accompanied by the arrival of that junior sister, and it became more and more outrageous. The original owner gradually became a tall man. Second senior sisters ended up being pierced through the heart by the master's sword. Awful. It's too awful. The worst character in the full text is the tall person's second senior sister. And now she has become this unlucky second senior sister. The scene in front of her maid Yi Qiao firmly believed that this sect is a group of 24K purebred idiots. Yi Qiao knelt on the icy stone slab in the hall, and the powerful pressure of a mortal Yunhen leaned on her body. The cramped oppression forced her to bow her head, and respectfully called, "Master." Yunhen responded lightly, "Did the mayfly grass come back?" Mayfly grass is born on the cliffs of the demon abyss, and it can heal the damaged spiritual consciousness. Everyone in the 3 realms knows that there are demons sealed underneath. Yi Qiao was relatively lucky. Apart from being corroded by the devil energy on her hands, nothing happened. Now, she just came back from the outside. Her palms were dripping with blood, but no one asked her. Everyone is persuading her to give up the mayfly grass to my junior sister. Junior sister brought back the mayfly grass. Junior brother Su Juo rolled his eyes. With mayfly grass, the injuries on junior sister's body will definitely recover. The senior brother also had a smile in his eyes, which was quite different from his usual deserted appearance. The little junior sister is sick and weak, which makes him worry a lot. Now that he has the mayfly grass to repair his consciousness, he will be able to stay in bed and walk around in a few days. Zhu's sporadic softness appeared on Master's always serious face. Go and deliver the mayfly grass to the medicine pavilion. After refining it, send it to Furongwen. A white herb was taken out from her mustard seed space, floating in the air, and Yunhen slightly raised his hand and fell into his palm. From the beginning to the end, no one asked Yi Qiaotong if she agreed, or in other words, in their eyes, she didn't even have the right to object. She was his master, and Yunhen took it for granted that Yi Qiao would not refuse. Yi Qiao stood at the bottom watching this harmonious scene, and suddenly said, "Master, when did I say that this mayfly is going to be given to my junior sister?" No one expected that Yi Qiao would suddenly get into trouble. Su Juo was obviously stunned for a few seconds, moved his lips, and reluctantly explained, "But little junior sister needs this spirit grass more than you. Yi Qiao's talent is mediocre, and she needs the help of mayfly grass if she wants to break through the foundation establishment." When Su Juo heard that she was going to fetch the spirit grass, he couldn't help thinking of the little junior sister brought back by the master from the world. They were also young. One was alive and kicking and could go to the demon abyss to get spiritual herbs, but the other could only linger on the sick bed. Su Juo felt a little compassion and told the matter to Master. RQ's body is delicate. Yunhen was a little dissatisfied with her attitude, but paused, and then explained, "Your body is better than hers. Give Yunqiu the mayfly grass first. When the Zongmen Grand competition opens in the future, I will ask your brother to go to the ancient battlefield to bring you another mayfly grass." Ancient battlefield. Not to mention how rare mayfly grass is, even if there is a secret realm in the ancient battlefield, how many talents have gathered for the once-in-a-century sect competition. How can Yun Hen guarantee that the two senior brothers will be able to grab the mayfly grass? Yi Qiao glanced at the three people who were partial to the Pacific Ocean, sneered from the bottom of her heart, and said hilariously, "It's just that she is weak and she is justified. If I am strong, I am damned." Yun Hen suddenly felt offended when the well-behaved apprentice suddenly uttered such contradictory words. His brows turned cold, and he angrily reprimanded, "Presumptuous." The coercion of the transformation stage tilted heavily towards her shoulders. The man flicked his wide sleeves coldly, and the strong wind flew over. Yi Qiao was crushed and couldn't move, not even qualified to hide, and slammed into the white pillar hard. Rumor has it that Mo Yuan, who escaped death, did not hurt the original owner, but when he returned to the sect, he was beaten like this by his master. This fucking world of comprehension. Born to be rebellious, I don't know how to be respectful or humble. Yun Hen left such a sentence coldly, and disappeared in front of everyone with a wave of his sleeves. Get out, go to your own cave and think about it. Yi Qiao wiped the blood dripping from the bridge of her nose, and then, under everyone's gaze, expressionless, she slowly gestured her middle finger to Yun Hen's leaving back. This is probably her last stubbornness as a cannon fodder female supporting role. Little senior sister. Su Juo walked to her side, lowered his eyes slightly, and said in a low voice, "Sorry. I will pay you back in the future." He felt a little guilty because his selfishness caused the little senior sister to be punished. Yi Qiao wiped her own blood, and when she saw him approaching, she quickly backed away and warned like a snake, "Don't come over." The heroine's fish stay away from her. The girl's merciless words made him a little stunned. He never expected that the always dull second senior sister could lose her temper so much. The elder brother couldn't stand it any longer, grabbed Yi Qiao's wrist, and said in a low voice, "Junior sister, can you stop being petty? Little junior sister can't even get out of bed now, she needs mayfly grass more than you." Yi Qiao still had injuries on her hands, and she gasped in pain from being scratched, suspecting that the dog did it on purpose. She didn't want to suffer, so she raised her other hand and punched him in the face. Zhai Chen dodged quickly, and naturally let go of Yi Qiao's hand. Yi Qiao clutched at the injured area, "Then you can steal mine." The co-author Yue Kingzong was able to achieve today's status because he made his fortune by robbing. Zhai Chen was taken aback by her. "Why are you making trouble so unreasonably?" "Ah, yes, yes, yes." Yi Qiao nodded perfunctorily. "I'm ruthless, I'm ungrateful, I'm making trouble for no reason. Hurry up and find your little junior sister." Speaking of looking forward to the world of comprehension before, Yi Qiao only wanted to live with a smile after learning that she was the unlucky cannon fodder female partner who was pierced by a sword. Never mind. She is going down the mountain. After making up her mind, Yi Qiao ran away without looking at the two idiots behind her, quickly opened the mustard bag, and went straight to Simming Hall. It is probably because the author wanted to highlight the heroine's status as a group favorite, which caused several other disciples to be a dog's tail grass in Yun Hen's place. And Yi Qiao was the worst of this group of people. The only thing that can be obtained is the Book of Heart method given by the teacher when he was apprenticed. There are very few spirit stones. Yue Kingzong has hundreds of inner disciples, all of them are better than her, and Yi Qiao is just making up the numbers. It's not a direct disciple, so it's easy to leave the sect. Return all the resources obtained in Yu Qingzong over the years, inform the elder Siming Tang, and leave with the other party's nod. Yi Qiaoqian had nothing on her body, and after returning the spirit weapon, all the spirit stones were also returned. The original owner herself was not welcomed by the elders because of her poor aptitude. When the first elder of Siming Tang heard that she was leaving the sect, he tried his best to suppress his joy, but he didn't expect that Yi Qiao was a fool. After leaving the shit and transporting it into the inner door, he still wants to leave. "Do you need me to inform the suzerain?" The great elder said a few words to her with a friendly face. "Which sect are you going to go to after you leave? Do you need some spirit stones from the elders? After all, you need money to stay in an inn." She thought Yi Qiao would be silent, but she didn't hesitate. "Yes." She even reached out her hand shamelessly, and put a high hat on him with a moved face. "I really didn't expect Yue Kingzong to have such a good person like you. Great elder." He was just a few polite words at first, but she was overwhelmed by a high hat, and she had to give it if she didn't give it. The great elder's expression twisted for a moment, looking at this shameless Yi Qiao, lost in thought. Was this kid so shameless before? Probably not. In his impression, Yi Qiao was usually a taciturn person in the inner sect. The old god Yi Qiao is waiting for him to help him. The original owner is a diligent and honest person who is willing to throw his head and blood for the sect, but Yi Qiao is not. After going down the mountain, if there is no spirit stone, he will sleep on the street. The elder opened his mouth, and it would be evil if he didn't go down the ladder. The great elder took out a heavy bag, perhaps thinking that she would not be stingy when she left. There are 100 middle-grade spirit stones in it. Take it and go. He waved his hand. Yi Qiao's eyes lit up, and she said sincerely, "Thank you, great elder." The great elder impatiently waved her hand to tell her to get out of here. After coming out of Simming Hall, Yi Qiao put the spirit stone into the mustard bag, but heard someone behind him scolding in a low voice, "Trash." Yi Qiao turned her head and glanced at him. "What did you say?" The male disciple did not expect to be heard by her. In fact, there are too many people in the sect who are dissatisfied with Yi Qiao. A disciple with mediocre talent is not qualified to be an outer sect in the 5 major sects. If he hadn't been picked up by the suzerain due to bad luck, how could he be an inner sect? After hearing that Yi Qiao was punished by the suzerain, many people gloated. He is one of them. Facing Yi Qiao's questioning, the male disciple's face suddenly turned pale. He hesitated for a long time, almost fainted from fright. Trash. Yi Qiao repeated it, seeing that he was terrified, and sincerely sighed. "You are really good at seeing people. Why don't you take this inner door for you?" The original owner worked tirelessly for the Zongmen as a cow and a horse, and if he had any resources, he would be the first to rush up and then distribute them to the brothers in the outer sect. What was he trying to do? In the end, she was dug out by her master and pierced her heart with a sword. The male disciple was stunned. "You're right, I'm useless." Yi Qiao threw the waist badge to the male disciple, waved her hand and said, "I can't afford this in a sect, so I'm leaving." The male disciple's expression was completely dumbfounded. He watched Yi Qiao throw the badge into his arms smartly, and just like that, he didn't turn his head back down the mountain. The heroine has a lot of operations, sand sculptures and cool texts, micro-group portraits, but one person can carry the whole audience. _left previous home index next _right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters.